Hey guys, I'm Amanda Villarreal, and I am excited to be leading you on your turnaround to your health in 2023. So, we have several options for you to participate in this challenge. Now, if you have a specific goal, I want you to view the screen and see if there's something in particular that you are kind of really been wanting to focus on. If it's weight loss, maybe you're just working on trying to balance your health. Maybe you needed targeted hormone health, or maybe you are just looking to create better health and you're looking for some extra income and are interested in the wellness business opportunity. It doesn't matter which option you choose, but we can help target according to your goals in some of the things that I'll be sharing. So I want you to make sure that you reach out to me if you're not quite in the exact path of which one would be best for you. But we are all going to be starting together with a 7-day healthy cleanse. And we're going to break that down a little bit. And I'm going to kind of give you the insights and the scoop of what we're going to be doing here for the next 30 days together. So in case you're not aware of who I'm Amanda Villarreal. We live in Zeeland, Michigan, and we have 5 children, ages 5 to 18. And I have been in the health and wellness industry for 27 years now and have worked with helping people through health and wellness, through diet, through exercise, through nutrition. I have a studio here where I do personal training, I do group fitness classes, and we also have a virtual component where we have online workouts and meal plans. And our passion 100% is to help motivate, to help teach, and really help guide and inspire people on a healthier lifestyle and focusing on long-term health and staying far away from diet and trends. And this is what led me to learning more about Shaklee many years ago. My own personal experience with Shaklee started when I was about 17 years old. I have a very rare vascular condition that actually affects my body from my neck down on my left side. Basically, when I was born, my left side was not fully developed for my vascular system. So that means my left side is smaller. I get a lot of swelling. I have a high risk of blood clots. And when I was 17, I actually started to have some issues with anemia. And I passed out a few times. Long story short, I was shadowing a personal trainer, and she was the one that said, "Hey, have you ever heard of Shaklee? I think you should try this Vital E with iron, which is the multivitamin." And that is how my journey started so many years ago, and continue to use and love the products ever since, and especially love the fact that Shaklee has the history, but it also has the safety and it has the clinical research to back the results. And that is why it's the only company I have chose to partner with and actually represent and share with others for all these years, because I believe that you need to be very cautious of what's available out there in the marketplace. And doesn't matter if you're going to a health food store, doesn't matter if you're going to a grocery store, most of the products are unfortunately not regulated, and you have to be very careful of things that are added, of fillers, and lack of testing. If there's no testing, that means the product might not work. And just to kind of help you understand why we are choosing to use Shaklee for the 7-day cleanse and for the products that we see and will use with protein and our multivitamins, this landmark health study is by far one of the most informative studies I've ever seen on long-term usage of supplements. This is a third-party study. That means that the results had to be published no matter what, good or bad. Shaklee chose to put their reputation on the line, which they have been around for 67 years, and they chose to put their money and their credibility into this long-term study that basically proved that after 20 years, Shaklee users have markedly better health. And what do the Shaklee users take? The same thing that we're going to be using actually for the cleanse, and leading into that next portion is the multivitamin I mentioned and some specific nutrients like Omega Guard and vitamin C. And those are all in our packs if we're doing Vitalizer or Meology, which I'll share more about that here soon. After 25 years, guys, or excuse me, 20 years, you can see here all of the results. Now, there's also a landmark health study too that shows after 25 years, some more exciting research, particularly dealing with diabetes and sugar levels in your body. It's very interesting. There's a lot of data that's going to be released coming out here very soon on that. But look at these results, guys, from taking little to no medication to feeling better, lower risk of dementia, not just, a little bit. Look at some of these numbers: maintaining good metabolic health, cardiovascular health, C-reactive protein levels. That is one of the reasons we love people doing the cleanse, is because when you start to get rid of some of that inflammation that we find almost in everyone nowadays, you will feel so much better. And that inflammation in the body is a measure for many diseases that we see today. So that is why it's very important to do something to help reduce your inflammation. Now, our diets today seem to be very high in things like inflammatory oils. And again, we'll talk a little about this later in our group, but we want to be trying to be as, for 7 days, intentional as we can on getting back to whole foods of fruits and vegetables only. We're giving our digestive system a break from protein, and that is our focus for the 7 days. So we're jump-starting our health, we're jump-starting our body, we're jump-starting our metabolism, our hormones, and we are preparing our bodies for that next phase. Now, why should we cleanse? I believe after, seeing all of the research on this, that everybody can benefit from doing a cleanse. Now, if you have some specific health concerns, I'm happy to guide you in maybe a little different version of the cleanse. But for this cleanse, we try to do no protein again, fruits and vegetables. But after 7 days, you can see here that many of the areas people struggle with are quickly improved symptom-wise because of how the body reacts to resetting itself. And that is very unique in what we find with a lot of programs and a lot of cleanses and a lot of even just diets out there is, what do? They promote a short-term focus. What does short-term mean? Doesn't do any good. A lot of times that's going to create long-term adverse effects, everything from struggling with dehydration. When you do a lot of these cleanses, you might notice your metabolism. You create that yo-yo effect for dieting. So you gain weight, you lose weight, and then you gain back twice as much as you started with. And it creates a lot of havoc in our body for also holding on to toxins. And that affects every system in our body. So our goal is to reset that and doing it the right way. Now, we're going to do this cleanse, guys. And I want you to really get excited about this, because we are going to have a whole accountability workbook that I already shared in our group. And this is actually a 50-page guide. It's pretty intense, but it's so helpful in getting you to think about your mindset and helping you to set your goals and checking in each week. And as we start to reintroduce foods, we're going to do that slowly. We want to notice how we're feeling. We're going to be very intentional of how we add things back in. And the purpose of this is to create long-term health and diet changes. We want you to learn how to be able to eat the right foods. And we're going to give you all the recipes that you need to really be mindful of those changes. So this page you see here, this is one of the pages from that guide. And we're basically helping you over the next 30 days. We're getting started with our Ready Set Wellness. We want you to begin with doing simple things like measurements. We're going to have you record every day some of your habits. And then we're going to weekly check in, not just in your guide, but every Sunday night, we're going to 7:30 get together here on Zoom, Eastern Standard Time. Doesn't matter how you look, but I want you on, okay? I don't think I'm going to record these. I want these to be personal accountability. This is a very small group, and I like that. I want you to be very intentional of being a part of this, because this is for you, all right? This isn't a group of 200 people. I only chose people that showed interest in wanting to turn around their health. So look at what we need to be focusing on here, guys. Our intentions, we're lining up with what we want to be for our values, our mind, our body, our spirit, knowing the reasons behind our goals and really trying to work hard on achieving them. So we're going to work on all these different areas of health. You're also going to receive another guide. Now, this one is pretty impressive, guys. This is, again, I know a lot of you, if you don't like to print things, you'll have this as a PDF so you can flip through it. But this is over 100 pages. This is a big one. But I want this to be in depth. And that means I want you to really, truly learn about all the different areas of food, of nutrition, how we're feeling, how we're fueling, what our habits are. I want you to learn what foods are more important to be eating more organic, what is more of a clean food. We are going to work through some information about metabolism, hormones thrown into our group too. But food, guys, this is primarily I want you to really focus on learning about. And fruits and vegetables are a key. Now, again, I mentioned at the beginning, I'm going to have you guys, this is in this wellness journal that you'll receive the download for, to start out with doing your measurements. Okay, so we'll go through this on Sunday night. This Sunday will be our first call, guys. And we're going to, again, prep you for cleanse week. So you're going to make sure that we start out with doing those measurements. And then we're going to lead into walking you through what the cleanse entails. But again, I want you to be thinking about and learning, why do we need to do a cleanse? I honestly, I've had people tell me, oh, I'm healthy, I eat great, I don't need a cleanse. It doesn't matter. If you think your eating habits are really well, that's great. You might not have any adverse side effects like some of us might notice throughout the cleanse. Maybe we're a little moody, you might get some headaches, some detox symptoms. That's very common. But everybody, every approximately 6 months or so, 4 to 6 months, we can do another cleanse like this to help get us back on track. Now, if you are someone that maybe just recently have done this 7-day cleanse and you're joining us, I know there's a couple of you that are thinking about it, you would be fine to still keep in a little protein, okay? But we don't want to go without protein very often, okay? That's not healthy. We need protein. It's a building block. It's very important for, protein synthesis for our muscles, our bones. So we don't do this very often, okay? But again, if you want to do the supplements, that's totally fine. And then just keep in a little protein, that would be an option. But look at what happens in our liver and our gut when we continue to have waste and toxins built up in our system. Remember, guys, this happens a lot of times over long periods of time. We don't notice it immediately after we eat something bad, or after we use an antibiotic, or after we had a sickness and we were, maybe not eating so well, or the holidays, all the sugar that's in our system, that we sometimes don't realize how that's adding up in our system and how that leads to degenerative diseases. So this is why we're doing this, guys. We want to get back to eating, okay, whole foods. We are going to have unlimited fruits and vegetables. You will have plenty of recipes available. And along with those recipes, you will be using these little cleanse packs, which again, Sunday night, I'm going to walk you through these, guys, but there is a little AM and a PM packet. So you need to make sure you get your cleanse pack in time because we'll be kicking off next Monday. But if some of you are joining in late, you know that you can also participate anytime, but that's when we're going to start together as a group. And this is something, guys, that you can do no matter what. If you're on medications, you're going to stick with your medications, okay? If you are someone that maybe has done a cleanse in the past and you've had really, bad results with like having to be in the bathroom all the time, or you had stomach aches, I promise this is mild, guys. And that's partly because of the products that are chosen to do with this cleanse is they have a specific targeted area that we're concentrating on. So one of the big ones are your bowels. We need to make sure that we are staying regulated. And that means we're not going too much and that we're making sure that we're not constipated to where we are either, I think I said that backwards, we're going too much or we're not going enough. Either way, we want to make sure that we're very regulated. And that's where this Herblax come in. This is one of the products in your AM and PM packet that is designed to help with regulating your bowels. So it's 90% detoxifier, 10% laxative. Very different than a lot of the products we see in the store, like Miralax, because that is a laxative, but it flushes everything out and it can't separate good from bad. So staying on something like Herblax, for a lot of people, sienna is the main ingredient, but that can really be a great natural alternative to be using as often as needed. I have people that use this every day. This is not something you just have to use for the cleanse, but I do say that it is a great product to know about. And actually, Dr. Shackley in 1930 was, I believe, the pioneer. He created Herblax, and he used that up until the end, that he firmly believed that that is something that we all need to do is keep our bowels regulated. So he promoted using that every day safely. Here's a great testimonial of another one of the products that is in that cleanse pack, and that is a liver DTX. So I want you guys to understand these are not just products that we're just throwing at you for fun. There's a reason, all right? And this is one of my good friends, Cindy, and I loved her testimonial here on the liver DTX. So if you're reading this, your liver is a key to hormone health. And it plays roles in your metabolism. It plays roles in detoxification. And she talks about how after she completed her 7-day cleanse a while back, she had no more Achilles tendonitis. And that had really been bothering her. She couldn't run. I remember her saying how bad her knees were hurting her. And she continued to learn more about what was in this liver DTX and basically how it's also tied to her hormone health. And believe it or not, by using this, it helped with her tendonitis inflammation. And now she continues to use this on a daily basis. So liver DTX, guys, liver has so many functions. So we need to make sure we're keeping that healthy. Alfalfa, that's also in your little packets. This is something personally I have taken. I use this for swelling. With my condition, I get a lot of swelling. So I actually have taken 10 to 20, believe it or not, alfalfa for probably 25 years now. So it definitely works for helping, keeping your pH in your body neutral. And so for the cleanse in particular, it's going to help with pulling heavy metals from your system, but it can also even help with acting as a natural antihistamine. So people use this a lot of times for allergies, but it also helps detoxify, guys. So this is why it's part of our cleanse. Then after that cleanse week, we are going to move into then the rebuilding phase. Now, I kind of haven't given a lot of information about the rebuilding phase because I'm kind of waiting to see what some of you are really working on. And that's what I'm going to gear the information towards. But I want to be really intentional on each week, making sure that we introduce things at the right time, just so we can really be sure to jumpstart our health this year in the right way. That means we identify maybe any foods we have sensitivities to, or maybe things we're allergic to. We might not even know that, but really getting your mind to paying attention to how your body feels. Now, week 1, we're going to focus on the cleanse. Okay. Week 2 is when we start to add in clean protein. That's where we're going to start to add in our life shakes, and we're going to start to add in, grass-fed meats. We're starting to add in, things that are going to be clean sources. I'm going to give you a list of all the foods that are good for this. And then week 3, we've added our protein. Then we're going to start to add in our gluten-free grains, which would be things like millet and quinoa. I'll give you a list of those. Then in week 4, we're going to move into adding in the nuts, the legumes, the beans, and just kind of seeing, as we go, and gluten will be added in there also, how we do with each phase of this. All right. So we want these to be lifestyle changes, guys, but this life shake is going to be a simplified thing for you to have available to you for any meal that you need a quick option for. If you don't have time to prep, this is an awesome go-to. And I feel like this helps to make people more successful when they have a healthy fast food option like life shakes to go to. So that would be why we're incorporating this in with our 30-day turnaround your health. So a few things to highlight, guys. We're going to focus again, 30 days. Every Sunday night, I want to have a Zoom check-in. I don't care if there's one of you on or if there's 2 of you on, whatever, it doesn't matter. I want you to have the accountability and support that you need. We can have a Q&A. I'll kind of inform you what's going to be coming for the next week. And that will be very helpful to give you insight on how to plan and keep yourself accountable to making sure that you're staying on track. Okay. So this is for you. This is not for me. I want you guys to check in. All right. So mark every Sunday night right now on your calendar, 7:30. You need to make sure that you get what you need for this. So whether you're a new person or you've been in Shaklee a long time, we're going to be using the same things here, guys. For that first week, we have our cleanse packet. We're going to choose either the vitalizer. You can get this in men. Women would be with iron, or there's a vitalizer gold if you're over 50. And then there's also the option of a meology. So you will do a customized assessment that will give you the option to do the Ready Set Wellness, and it will let you pick this meology. Okay. So you need your meology, your vitalizer, your cleanse, and your life shakes. So that is going to be what you need for the next 30 days here. And the Ready Set Wellness pack makes it really easy. So if you need, you want to order it all together, that is probably the easiest way to do that. But once we have all our stuff, we will be ready to go. We're going to be focusing on, again, if you go the highlighted things here, guys, metabolism, protein, meal prep tips, education, accountability. I will probably be throwing in there some, some exercise things in there too. But again, a big part of this is going to be what I learned from you guys that you are needing right now that will be most beneficial. All right. So this is your chance, guys. I want you to invite a friend if you have somebody, a family member that might need this. All right. Let's hurry up. Let's get what we need. Okay. I am super excited, but more accountability we can have, the better. Okay. And for Q&A, guys, I want you to comment below. I'm posting this in our group here. So comment below any questions you have, just to kind of help you to feel like you know what you're doing. And again, for the cleanse, don't worry. We'll do a Zoom this coming Sunday, but I'll be starting to share some things helping to also prep you for the cleanse in advance. All right, guys, can't wait to spend here the next 30 days with you all. Again, let's prep for this. Let's again recruit some friends and family members, and let's make this a great January kickoff to turn around your health. Have a great day, guys, and look forward to talking with you all soon.